engineer boy. Circle it. Circle it.
Dear drama lovers, welcome to the sensational world of Profits Are Up show. Get ready to dive into the drama, the intrigue, and the suspense as we unveil the secrets to skyrocketing profits in your business. In this captivating online course, we'll take you on a journey filled with twists and turns, where every decision could mean the difference between success and failure. From heart-pounding strategies to unexpected plot twists, you won't want to miss a single episode of this thrilling adventure. Stay tuned, where we'll reveal the first secrets to unlocking your business's true profit potential.
Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip-hop sales coach, TOLEDO, and you already know what it is, man. You rocking with the best. You heard? Yo, we doing a late night tonight. So, because taking my daughter out to a college tomorrow, so won't be able to do the live tomorrow. But we here today, so we getting it cracking today, you heard? Today is going to be a great show because we are going to discuss how to understand the power of attorney journey, step by step. I'm going to go over with you the entire process and it's not that long, so don't get it twisted. It ain't no 2 hour, 1 hour long thing, but it's going to be a step-by-step. I'm going to illustrate to you guys exactly what your customer is going through from beginning to end on how they purchase a power of attorney and all that other stuff. Trust me, it's going to be a serious money maker. Run that money! Run that money! Okay. Oh, shout out to everybody tuning in. If you're tuning in on Instagram, you know, let the brother know, you know, give me a shout out on IG. If you're on YouTube, of course, your comments pop up on the chat. Shout out where you at. Shout out your city. Say what's up to the family because we're about to have some fun. We're about to, you know, make some bread here, man. Make some bread. My thing is, once you leave this mini masterclass that I'm putting together for you guys right now, once you leave this mini masterclass, I want you to be able to say that trusting line that Fat Joe said. I want you to walk away from this video and say,
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I want you to say that. I want you to say that. This is serious. So, let's get right into it. Before we go into that, I also want to share with you guys about the ChatGPT prompts that I have going on right here at the bottom. It's the ChatGPT prompt secrets that top marketers don't want you to know. I have a bonus in there just for notaries, but it is for entrepreneurs. It is for marketers. If you guys would like to get that, the link is in the description, or you could go to the link in my bio to check that out. But let's get right into it. You guys should be able to see the screen of what it looks like. This is actually the journey of what a customer goes through when they are considering a power of attorney. So let's clip up, everybody, and let's go right into the first one. Oh, and I'm bringing in my brother TEKK on board. TEKK, what up, baby?
What's up, man?
What's happening, man? We got Cali in the house, man. You already know what it is.
West Coast represent 1, 2, 3 into the 4. TEKK doggy dog and Tigers at the door.
That Jordan. Nobody know with that Jordan.
Tech, so today we're going to be talking about how to understand the power of attorney journey. I uploaded the file. I wanted to do it last week, couldn't do it. Tomorrow I'm taking my daughter out to one of these colleges. So that's why I was like, you know what? Let me get a crack in today so we can, give people something to chew on over the week.
Yeah, okay. And we live right now?
Oh, we live, baby.
All
we
right.
live.
All right, well, buckle up then. Let's go, man.
Word. We live, baby. So the first one is awareness. So in the awareness section, it says that your customer would need to recognize the need for the power of attorney. So this is the whole awareness part. Now, as an entrepreneur, marketer, these are sections that you will be able to inject yourself and your company throughout the process, right? Like that movie I like with Will Smith and that girl called Focus. At the end, they were pre-suading that guy. So by the time it was time for him to pick the number at the tail end, like the football player, they already knew what number he was going to pick because they were already pre-suading him early on. So the fact that they need to be aware that they need a power of attorney, you want to elaborate on that, Tech? Like, what are some of the ways that you can inject yourself, your product, your services of being a notary public around the awareness stage?
It's interesting. I like that movie too, by the way, Focus, when they were
Mhm.
in New Orleans, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's he was like a for those who haven't seen it, spoiler alert, right? But he's like a pocket picker or something like that.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
a con artist.
con artist. Yeah, very good movie. I thought it was a good movie, but as a relation to, I like these categories because at each different stage,
Mhm.
you could communicate a message based upon these categories, and then based upon if they have yet to, if they're just aware of the power of attorney, or if they're taking action, or they made a decision, things like that. But at the awareness stage, it says they learn about different. This is the subcategory. They learn about different types of power of attorneys. Now, the person calls you, the client, the potential client. They call you, and then you ask them, "Hey, what can we help you with today?" And then their response is, "I need to get a appointment for a document, and it's for my auntie or my grandfather." And
Mhm.
then you ask them, you learn through your line of questioning that is a power of attorney. I think the client, there's been so many instances where a client will ask, is this the right power of attorney? Because they don't know
Yes.
which one that they're asking for, or they may not even be aware. And this is what I find in most cases, they may not even be aware that there are different types of power of attorneys.
Mhm. Yeah, I've experienced that too. They're definitely not aware of the different type of power of attorneys out there.
So I'm thinking the messaging, listen, everybody wants to get clients at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
I want to get more clients. So if you're speaking directly to what this person is going through, this is the increased likelihood of you getting that client, or a client who's looking for that particular thing. So if somebody's in a medical facility and they don't need a financial power of attorney, they just need the medical power of attorney. They may not even be aware that there is a financial power of attorney.
Mhm.
So if I'm speaking, I'm just thinking from an ad creative perspective. If you're in a hospital and this is something that needs to be completed today, well, here's an opportunity for you to draft a power of attorney if you don't have it already. And if you do, then here's an opportunity for us to go to, see, I'm talking about the scenario. I'm going to go to the hospital or the clinic or the nursing home, and then we're going to check in with the nursing staff, and then we're going to get fingerprinted or take our temperature. Then we're going to walk in and help you execute this power of attorney at your bedside. And I know your grandfather just had a stroke. So if they're going to take, an additional amount of time, then we'll be aware of that. And don't feel rushed, because we've got 45 minutes. And if you need assistance, then the notary can guide you on you as a family member, relative, helping them. So I'm speaking to that emotional side. And then, like the TOLEDO School of Marketing and Negotiation and Sales, on the way out, I'm gonna say, hey, by the way, congratulations on achieving this milestone. The next step, what's next? And then I'll let them answer that question. And then they'll say, oh, we have to do all this, we do all that. I'll say, okay. The next step, do you have a power of attorney? I'm speaking to the person who hired me, and they're like,
Yeah.
I never, I'm saying, after all of this situation, after all this, stress and headache that you went through to get this for your grandfather, now, do you have one? So that's where I'm offering up other services to them, and I'm making them aware of, hey, do you have children, or do you have a sibling, or what happens if something you're in a situation where someone needs to make medical decisions for you? Do you have a power of attorney? So now I'm planting the seeds for further business.
Yeah, and I think that's important too, because the finish line really isn't the finish line, right? Like after you do the notarization and you walk out of the customer's house, that's not the finish line. That's not, like, I would like to see more notaries look at beyond that notarization. What else can I offer that client, that customer, that the people in that environment, right? Because even the third-party witness may not be aware that they need the power of attorney, right? So that level of awareness is very heightened. And then not only that, if you just finished doing a power of attorney for a customer and you raise their awareness for an adjacent document like a transfer of death instrument or a trust or a last will and testament, those documents like follow suit. So that the level of awareness is huge. Whether you're online promoting the awareness or you're face-to-face, belly-to-belly promoting the awareness section is basically how you can mold the conversation, how you can start to persuade them to start considering something that they didn't even know that they wanted. Awareness.
Everybody gets the smoke.
So the next part that they go into is information gathering. Information gathering. This is where they're going to research power of attorney requirements, what they're going to need. Now, mind you, not a lot of clients do this, but some do. And just understanding that some of them are researching it. And there are some clients that will say, oh yeah, I need a durable power of attorney. That's a person that already researched it.
Yeah.
If they're telling you exactly what type of power of attorney they want, they researched it. And then they can identify the necessary related documents. So if they're getting a medical power of attorney, they're probably going to ask if there's a living will attached to that. That's a related document. And then most likely, if a person's getting a medical power of attorney, it won't be that difficult for you to get them to want to get a financial power of attorney at the same time. TEKK, take it.
There was a guy who called today, matter of fact, and he was asking for a quick claim deed. And if you're somebody listening, you don't quite understand what a quick claim deed is, that's okay. You don't need to know what a quick claim deed is, again, because we don't really stress the importance of knowing what is the details of the document. It's not necessary. Not to get clients, it isn't. Right. But if you think about it from this way, because I'm talking about information gathering in the related document, identify the necessary related documents. That this guy, he was talking about a quitclaim deed, right? Now, the reason why somebody would get a quitclaim deed, and I know this from experience, I want to share this with you, is because they don't have a power of attorney. The reason why somebody gets a quitclaim deed is because they don't have a power of attorney. Because in a power of attorney would. Now, I haven't seen everyone's, entire completed estate plan, so I'm not speaking like this is true for every single body every quitclaim deed you come across, because it could be somebody who just wants to put their house into an LLC for ownership, and that's possible. However, a power of attorney would be able to execute that if they already had the power of attorney, because it would be, included in the trust. In this particular guy's case, that's what was happening. Now, if somebody calls and then they say they just want a quitclaim deed, and I'm just going to use this guy's example, in this instance, so what I do is, matter of fact, that appointment is actually going through right now, matter of fact. So what is it? Look at the West Coast time. Yeah, that appointment should be finishing up right now. And I'm almost certain that, I know for sure that the notary that went and executed it did not ask this. But what I would have asked in my situation, if I was there,
don't make it sound.
I was finishing this appointment up with the client. I know that you don't have a quitclaim deed. I know that you don't have a power of attorney if you're executing a quitclaim deed. So I would bring that up. I would, from a consultant standpoint, hey, not only do we notarize documents, but we also make legal referrals. Do you have a power of attorney? Has anyone ever spoken to you about power of attorneys? Probably not. So I would also, in that situation, is talking about the TOLEDO School of Sales and Marketing and Negotiation as a proud graduate. I would actually inject that in there as well, because it's one of those ancillary documents that is not directly involved. Like I'm talking about a quitclaim deed. If I'm a quit deed or whatever you call it, because it has different names. But the person who's trying to get that signed, chances are they also do not have a power of attorney. So there's an opportunity for you to introduce that. Yep. Look at, and I think it just finished. Look at that. I don't know if you heard that beep, but it said, "Yep, notarization completed."
Yeah, I heard that beep, and I added a cha-ching to it.
Yeah, that's right.
You heard money being made while you're on this live.
That was not rehearsed, too, y'all. That was really
it wasn't. It really wasn't. But these are situations that can allow you to make additional income. Like I'm really on the reorder business system right now. Like I do not want to treat the customer as a one-off customer. I'm going to do business with you one time and that's it. I am going to diligently find a way to get you to continue doing business with me, even if I have to raise your awareness of a document that you may need in the distant future. More money in the bank, because we're talking about cash flow right now. And understanding the awareness side of it, gathering intel, information gathering, that's the same thing we should be doing with the customers. When they are calling, we should be information gathering, because that allows us to put our certain products and certain services in front of them that they didn't know was available to them, because that's their first time calling us. And we're able to charge accordingly and streamline their process. It's huge. It's huge. So the next one is decision making. This is where they choose the type of power of attorney that they want to get. And very importantly, they're going to decide on the power of attorney agent. TEKK, you want to take that?
Yeah. This is a critical stage too, because I see it as the way I was thinking about it was that they're deciding who should I hire to go execute this. So that's the decision making. And notaries, man, notaries have this weird like sense of talking themselves out of the business. Like they can easily talk themselves out of the job. That's from I know where that's from. That's a great movie. I think it's not Anchorman. Anyway, what happened. They started like just all this stuff starts spewing out of their mouth where they
right.
And this is how you know when you're doing this, when you start repeating everything that the client says, and not in a good way, but you repeat it as if you didn't hear it. Like you have to, like they're trying to repeat themselves, and they say, "Yeah, this is going to be for my grandmother, and then also my uncle will be there as a witness." And then you say, "Okay, all right, so this is going to be for your grandmother. I got that." And then you say the uncle's going to be a witness. Like that's out of nervousness. We get that, right? So you can easily get away from that, and at that stage, it's going to become difficult for you to. This is what I'm talking about: talking yourself out of business. At that stage, the client is going to lose confidence because you're not listening. Number one, they're not being heard. The client's going to feel like they're not being heard, and they're going to make the decision. Talking about decision making of not to go with you because when you deliver your price, whatever it is, it's not going to be worth it. Worth the possibility of this power of attorney being executed incorrectly. So that's the way I see it. Decision making. I don't know. Is that how you see it?
Well, let me see. So in the decision making, when they're choosing the type of power of attorney, again, that would go with the information gathering, where they're researching the type of power of attorney that they're going to get. Now, around the decision making is where you'll get the phone call from the client, right? And they're kind of still, I don't know which one. So maybe if I call the notary, I can get some guidance. Now, us as notaries, of course, we know that we cannot give out legal advice, but we can make recommendations. Or we can also say our past clients have found success with these type of documents. Now, the choice is yours. We're not making any, legal claims or anything, but in the past, our clients have seen success with durable power of attorneys. And this is why. Boom. So you're helping them make an educated decision on which is going to be best for their situation. Now, most of the times when I'm doing a limited power of attorney, it's usually because someone's about to close on a property. They don't live in that state. The lawyer is going to represent them at the closing. It's a limited power of attorney. Once that closing is done, that power of attorney is done as well. But when a family member is calling, it's not that limited. They're actually looking for something a little more, robust. So the durable one is usually the power of attorney that is very helpful for families. Now, when they're choosing power of attorney agents, in my experience, sometimes they make wrong decisions. Sometimes they will choose the wrong person to do it. They will choose a spoon warmer, syringe, toting crackhead. And when their bank account starts dwindling and they see fall leaves flying through their bank account, they're like, wait a minute. James, what have you been doing with my bank account, my bank card? Why is my bank account at $5 when I had $35,000 in there? And James is like, so the decision making is crucial because there are times that the power of attorney will have to revoke the powers to that agent, which again, that's another way that you can make some money off of that, right? Because you could do the revocation, notarization of a revocation, and then most likely they're going to elect another power of attorney agent. So that means they're going to get another power of attorney. And guess who's going to do it? The person that did the first one. The reorder business, baby. It's just, that's what it is. So yeah, in the decision making, it could go a couple of different ways with that. Yeah, so we're going to go into the next one. The next one is action. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Hey people, let me tell you about the Notary Special Ops Workbook, all right? It's not just any old workbook, no. This thing is a game changer for notaries out there. You know why? Because it's not just about numbers and figures. It's about making you, as a notary, feel like $1,000,000. Listen up, folks. This workbook, it's like your secret weapon. It's got all those tips and tricks that will make you stand out in the notary game. It's not just about the sales. It's about making you feel more significant, respected, and valued in what you do. I'm talking about strategies that will boost your confidence, elevate your professionalism, and earn you the respect you deserve. When you're armed with this workbook, you're not just a notary, you're the notary. The one everyone turns to because they know you mean business. This Notary Special Ops Workbook, it's your ticket to feeling like a top-notch, respected notary. Trust me, when you've got this in your arsenal, you'll walk into any room like you own it.
So action. So the niche would be they're going to obtain the power of attorney form, which for me, that was a great moneymaker in the business. And then they're going to gather any related documents. So maybe they get the medical power of attorney. In the medical power of attorney, they decide that they're going to get the financial power of attorney. That's a related document, right? The sub niche would be identification of the documents, the financial records. These are things that they're going to get, right? And property deeds, if there is any property. They're going to find out all of that stuff before they do the power of attorney. What do you say about the action, Tech?
This is about the action. Yeah, sorry about that. You have to close the deal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it was for a quitclaim deed. You might have to do it twice because it was 2 quitclaim deeds, so you have to do it twice.
Let's run it up, man. Let's run it up.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I love it. The action. Listen, this guy, I'll just go straight into. Wait, yeah, man, you're in Oakland. Why don't you drop your phone number, man?
Yeah, he's in Oakland.
Come on, why don't I have your phone number? What's going on, man? Because people are taking action right now, and if you live, let's say you live 40 minutes, you're in a city that's 40 minutes away from where you live, and it's late at night or in the evening, and you took some action earlier because you called someone, you call a notary, and then that notary, this is what I'll talk about with people. Listen, you got to have 2 separate cell phones. If you don't have 2 separate cell phones, you cannot distinctly separate yourself from the business, and you must do this. So he called somebody else earlier in the day, and they were supposed to arrive, and guess what happened? Because that person does everything. They take the phone call, they cook the chicken, they clean the clothes, they do everything. They execute the appointments. They turned out that they couldn't come, so they had to cancel. And this guy's pressed for time. But luckily, luckily for him, you know, he came across my advertisement and then he just reached out. So let's see if he books this right now. Should be good to go. So he's ready to take action. He's already got the forms. You've qualified him. You've disqualified him. And, you know, whatever they have. So I'm looking at the where it says property deeds in the subcategory. You know, he's got all of his details. The people who are there, the multiple parties involved, they're all there. They're all ready to go. And they've got their own timetable. They're trying to go home. So what's there left to do? And then, like he says, I'm willing to pay extra.
Yeah.
What do you say to people when they say I'm willing to pay extra? Do you have a response, a canned response for that?
Nah, I just make a mental note to make sure that they pay extra. It's like when a client tells me, I don't care how much it costs. I know the urgency is so high that they gotta get it done. So I charge accordingly. But again, like Dawn said, you know, active listening that's a skill, man. You know, sometimes a person might say that, and then you still charge them the same. Nah, I ain't doing that. I must pump my brakes, and I'm gonna take time with that client, understand what the heck they got going on, because I have products and services that will fulfill their need, right? Like a power of attorney party, say, you know, or no, you don't want to get this a la carte. You want to get the platinum power of attorney package. Oh, what is that? And that is going to be the solution to every problem that they have. But yeah, you gotta listen to the customers, man. You gotta talk to them. We're in a human to human business here. It's not like we could just deploy a robot to go do this. There is a human person that's either on the phone or on the computer if you're doing Ron, or you're gonna meet with the person face to face somehow, some way. There's going to be some type of human interaction there. So listening is crucial, man, especially when they call you and they're about to take action. If they don't take action with you, best believe they're going to go take action with somebody else.
You know, I want to break that action one down into two ways to think about it, because I was looking at some of the steps in the processes that I have, and I like to think that everybody, like, listen, there's only one reason people call you. I don't know if you guys know this or not. There's like, there might be 50 things that they say, but there's only one reason why they call you. It's to get the paper signed or to get it stamped. But those two people, so the person might ask, hey, what time do you close? That might be the question that comes out of their mouth, or they may even ask the dreaded, how much do you charge? They might ask those questions, but it's really essentially only one thing that they're looking for, and this: when can you come? And really, you know, can you come right now if you really want to make it very, very definitive? But the two ways that I break people down, he says, I had another notary tell me what I'm doing is illegal because I'm charging $479 for apostille. Stop it. Stop it.
Dude, that's actually cheap.
Yeah, that's actually cheap.
that is, go ahead and talk to Dawn. Go ahead and talk to Cam, Killer Cam. Yeah, bro. Like that price is like a steal.
Yeah, they should be happy that you didn't charge them more than that.
For real.
Right. I mean, not to downplay your move, Kate Kedge, but because that's still really impressive. That's still it's probably didn't take you very much time and is considerably more than what a lot of people will be comfortable commanding. But I'm just saying they should be happy they got it for that. You know what I'm saying? I would
You know,
take it sold.
they probably think Kedge is like, you know, doing some type of magic move. They're like, how does he charge these prices, man? They gotta be illegal, man.
Yeah. It's got to be doing something illegal.
Dude, sometimes when people don't understand how you do what you do, they'll pull out the red herring. What you're doing is illegal. Prove it. Well, I can't. What you're doing has been banned in 13 states. Prove it. I can't. Like,
so you're just talking, is what you're saying?
Yeah, they're just talking, bro.
Yeah,
they can't understand how a person, first of all, has the cojones to charge what they're charging, and they're so much higher than what they would charge. This is a person that probably does apostille as well and was charging like $60, $70, $100 or something. And it's like, how is it that you got $495? That's illegal.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He said, that's what I'm saying. And I middleman it to get the same day, and there's no skin off my back. What a pro.
Boss.
Man, who trained you, man?
Boss moves there.
Who trained you, man? That is good. Very good.
Yeah, keep rocking, bro. Keep rocking. For real.
Well done. Just to finish up what I was saying about the action, there's two ways I like to think of it, because everybody needs it. You know that. That's across the board. But you can even
when you do that,
hyper specify those people, because sometimes people, they need it right now, sometimes they need it later on, and they just don't know what time. So I like to go a little bit deeper, because I know you call me for one reason, that's to get a sign. But I also know you might not need to speak to me. You may know exactly what you need, down to the document, down to the time, down to the number of signatures, down to the location. You know everything, that you don't need the assistance. You don't need my assistance. You don't have any questions. So there's that person. And then there's the other person who, for some reason, they just want some extra layer of confirmations. Like they may have a question about the identification, or they may have a question about the location. And that person needs to talk to you. So, but both people, they end up getting the appointment because they ultimately need one thing, and you got it.
Yeah. So we could go into completion. So this is where the notary is basically taking action, right? In completion, you're going to fill out the power of attorney form. Sometimes it's already filled out beforehand. Sometimes they're filling it out in front of you. Then you're going to notarize the power of attorney, and then file any requirement documents with the appropriate entities. Now, what that means, that final line where it says file any required documents with appropriate entities, this is where the client may have a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, or somebody, or a family member that may want to contest that power of attorney being executed. So one of the ways that you can get around that, you can offer the client to go to the Secretary of State and get it filed with the Secretary of State, which I think is like you know, depending on the state that you're in, it can be anywhere from $15 to $35 to show that everything was done legit and it got recorded with the Secretary of State. It's a good thing if they really believe that there's a family member that is going to come at them and say, oh, no, I don't trust the way you did that power of attorney. No, you know the notary or something, man. No, that notary is your cousin. You know, anything can happen on those situations when they want to contest the power of attorney. So to cover their own ass, they would get it recorded at the Secretary of State. That's something that you've been offered to the client. Again, our priorities is looking out for our client. Customer first. We want to make sure that this gets executed and they don't get any kickback. That's why there are times when somebody will ask me, Tech, hey, can I just go to Staples or Office Max and get this recorded? And, you know, like get a power of attorney off the shelf. I was like, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you can get it. I wouldn't recommend it. Why? Because some of our clients have done that and financial institutions have kicked it back. So unless you don't mind doing more than one power of attorney and paying additional fees for that, I wouldn't recommend it. But that's our expert opinion. What do you say about the completion, bro?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, people look for reasons to reject documents. I like to say that line. I use that line a lot. I say people look for reasons to reject documents, and it is true. If there's anything that they can't see, it's smudged. You know, when you printed it, it didn't come out right. They can't read the name correctly. The font is too small. People look for reasons to reject documents, especially power of attorneys. And you know, I like the part about filing any required documents with appropriate entities. Yeah, here's an opportunity. Like the whole legal advice thing is really overblown. Like notaries can't give legal advice. That's really overblown. And
it is. It is, bro.
I swear, man, there's people who they just lean on that so much. I'm not an attorney. Well, we know you're not an attorney. That's for sure. But here's something that I like to tell the people, because listen, at the end of the day, like you say, man, it's a family focused environment and we are people, industry. It's a money industry too. But I like to give people that extra layer of service. I always tell people, hey, it's always a good idea to have two of these. Have you ever had a situation where, you lose these documents or you can't find them? Or, just stuff comes up missing? It's always a good idea to have two of these. We can make copies. That way you have a copy and someone else has a copy. Or the agent or the principal, you guys both have copies. Oh, yeah. Is it extra? Like, no, it's not extra. It's included. We'll notarize those as well. And everything is good, because the last thing you want to do is take a scanned photocopied version of your power of attorney to the bank, and then the bank, because I've had this happen before. This is why I'm sharing this stuff with you guys. I've had a client, I'll never forget this. It was an Asian couple or Asian family. Whether or not they were Asian, I guess it's not relative to the story, but this is just how I recall. But they took the document to Chase Bank, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but banks have lawyers too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're not. The banks aren't just taking your word for stuff. So when you go and say, "Hey, I'm so and so's power of attorney,"
yeah, they send it to their legal department for sure.
Yeah. You're not just going to be taking just withdrawals on that same day. Yeah. Surprise. Yeah, we'll get back to you in about 7 to 10 business days, and we'll let you know what our legal team, after they've combed through this power of attorney and they've determined that, okay, you can now have access to this account. But imagine if you show up to the bank, or in this family, by the way, they took a scanned copy. It wasn't an original copy, and the bank denied it. So banks look for reasons to deny anything. And if you give them that reason to, they'll do it. So I'm not saying all scanned copies will get denied or all photocopies will get denied. But in this case, I tell a client, hey, is there anybody else you'd like to have? You'd like to have a copy of this document? If so, it might be a good idea. Here's a second set. We'll sign those and notarize those. And that way you can take the originals to the doctor or to the bank or wherever you're trying to do. Because the last thing you want to do is get a power of attorney, and then 6 months later, when you go to use it, and then it gets rejected and it gets denied. So you don't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, man, the whole notary isn't the lawyer is overblown, man. Because at the end of the day, you can make a lot of comparisons. You could say, all right, I went to this restaurant and the food was great. Well, are you a sous chef? Like, when did you become a food critic? Is anybody checking for your credentials then? Or you go to the movie theater and say, that movie was horrible. When did you become Siskel and Ebert? You know what I mean? Like, it's just another way for someone to try to pigeonhole you into this small little box called a notary public, and they want you to stay in this little box and don't think outside the box. We ain't doing that, man. We're not doing that here.
Yeah, man. People always want to police other people and tell them what they can do and how to behave and how to be professional. Like, since when did you make the definition of professional? Like,
Yeah.
we don't adhere to your standards. So I don't like that. I think you are already professional. Now, some of us are more professional than others, but I don't think you have to adhere to anyone's rules about how to be professional or what you can and can't do in terms of telling or serving your customers. Don't give legal advice. Don't give legal advice. Well, it's not legal advice. Somebody's actually, they're in their time of need, this customer, and I'm helping them, make a decision that's not going to reflect poorly upon me 6 months later. And they think, oh, the notary, took advantage of me because I can't even use this power of attorney. Well, no, it's not the notary's fault. It's the fact that you have a scanned copy. You try to fill it out with crayons, and now that you try to, take it to the bank, now they're rejecting it. It has nothing to do with the notary. It has everything to do with the preparation. And this is what you pay for, right? This is the stuff that people pay for. This level of insight and this of foresight, I should say.
Yeah, and the goal with this profit, the profit are up or profits are up live show is to get you so coached up and ready that you can never charge the old pricing that you used to charge. There's like, you would kick yourself if you went back after this training that we're doing right now and you're charging the same price. No way. You should be walking away from this training, even if you have to replay this and listen to it all over again, because we're giving step-by-step action. You should walk away from this video saying,
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's how you should be walking away from this. So let's go on to the next one. The last one is maintenance. This is where they review and update documents as necessary. So I haven't had too many clients needing to update their power of attorney only when the agent chose not to do it. I've had clients where the agent moved and they no longer wanted to be the agent anymore. The agent was doing some foul shit and they had to get rid of them. And they would do a revocation or whatever. But for the most part, power of attorneys, once they pick a solid agent and they're carrying out the orders of, the power that be, there's usually no revision that needs to get done. I mean, unless you've experienced something different, TEKK.
Yeah, and this is great for email marketing too, which is something you're big about. the email marketing side, which is, well, what should I email my clients? What should I talk about? Here's one. This is perfect. I love this. When's the last time you had a look at your power of attorney? Sometimes there's new family members, and then like people get married and people move, like you said, and new kids, new children. So sometimes those decisions have to be updated. But here's another thing too, because people die, what I'm saying? People die. And now all of a sudden that power of attorney is no longer is relative to or serve the purpose that it once did. So a question that I like to ask people is, when was the last time you had a look at your power of attorney? Or is the person who's still designated as your power of attorney, is that still valid? If not, then here's an opportunity for you to update or make updates to your power of attorney. If there's a new marriage, people move, here's an opportunity for you to bring your power of attorney up to date. Your power of attorney should be updated as often as possible, or at least it should be reviewed. And if you have an opportunity to do it, well, here is the phone number or the website or the form that you can fill out and have a notary look at your new power of attorney. And here's the number you can call so that a advisor can be referred to you or linked to you so that you can have this power of attorney, or you can explore whether or not you need to have this updated. Everybody's situation is different, and these type of documents are always specific to you. There is like not you can't go to susieorman.com or go to all these people who are like these financial people and then download. You can do that, but a lot of these, the best way to do it, which is what I've been told by really nice lawyers, is that the only good thing about power of attorney is that if it does exactly what you want it to do. So if you go to Staples or go to susieorman.com or something, and then you just buy it off the shelf, like you were saying earlier, but you wanted to have, grandma's car collection, or you wanted to have her salt shaker and her pepper shaker, right? You wanted to get, and if the power of attorney doesn't say that, if it doesn't say that specifically, then, surprise, you're not going to get that. So when you have it drafted up and then it's updated, by an attorney, by a lawyer, then that's how you make sure that you, stay top of mind, because you're speaking directly to what they have to the situation that they're going through. Yeah, I love it, man. It's a great game. I hope you guys enjoy it. As much as I do, as much as we do.
Yeah, indeed. Final words. You guys check out the Blue Seal Special Ops. It is a phenomenal book. It's a workbook, playbook on how to close more deals. It has tutorials on there. It has the call script, multiple different call scripts for different occasions. It is the only playbook you will ever need. Also, brand spanking new. Check out the ChatGPT prompts that sell for notaries. There's bonuses added onto that. There's over 500 plus. We should be incorporating some type of AI in our business model. That's the way the world is moving right now. So I try to keep you guys prepared. Me and TEKK try to really arm you guys up so you can be prepared for war. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, and happiness. I wish you guys the best. We will talk to you guys next week. You heard?